Okay, shout out to Angel Reese here. There's gonna be a lot of dudes mad at this because they've a lot of dudes have been mad at her. Particularly black men have been very upset about her recent posts on TikTok and what she's had to say about men in general. Um, I keep trying to tell black dudes stop trying to be over pro blickety black over other black women you don't know, because then when they say their preferences or what they like in a man, then you want to take back your support. I keep trying to tell dudes, particularly, I'll say really on both races, mind you, stop just supporting people blindly over race. You need to be objective and just look at things. Now, because you was like it would be black dudes that's you'd see them arguing other dudes with cooler heads. They were trying to prove that Angel Reese, but she's really better than Caitlin Clark. It's all Caitlin Clark is all hype, and you're just like, well, I don't care about women's basketball like that, but it's clear Caitlin Clark she's the one that's propelling the WNBA. She's the woman of the future when it comes to the WNBA. But it was a lot of black dudes trying to go all out simping. But now when she's saying her preferences and what she likes and she's making certain posts on TikToks, now black dudes are like, what is she? But after all we did for her, I kept telling Caucasian dudes the same thing in terms of their support for Riley Gaines. I'm like, don't be blindly supporting Riley Gaines over this nonsense and what she's asking dudes to do for her. And then you guys are going to take back her support when you find out she's dating a black dude or she dated a black dude in the past and all that stuff. So this is the stuff that men do stuff like this and it makes me laugh. But anyways, let's listen to Angel Reese when she's talking about dating, her dating preferences. Fair use, by the way, fair use. I don't know what this show is called, but let's listen to her talk about her dating life and her dating preferences.
You don't see a lot of relationships where like the woman is just as dominant as the man. The woman can provide for herself without the man. Like they have to bring something completely different from the table because it's nothing you can buy me that I can't buy myself.
What's your love language?
Probably quality time. And that's hard too because I kind of I only mess with athletes. And usually
it's always been like that.
I'm 6'3". Where I'm finding I need to go maybe I need to find me a little lawyer that's like 6'.
Little finance bay.
I usually date basketball players. And the NBA season and the WNBA season, I mean, obviously it's different now. My off season is their season. So like, obviously I can make that work. But when I was in college, like it was a no, like it was, I couldn't go to other college games. I couldn't go to NBA games because it was literally the same season. So.
Sorry, I had to turn down the volume. Golly. I didn't ask for all that. But anyway, everything that Angel Reese is saying, that does not surprise me. Particularly, I've been in college. I've stayed on college campus. I've visited many college campuses when I was younger. This is pretty par for the course, particularly when it comes to female athletes, especially when you're talking about female basketball players, but female volleyball players, same thing. But that's usually what female athletes they're aiming for other male athletes, particularly when it comes to basketball players and football players. Maybe track next, maybe. But particularly it's female basketball players and it's male basketball players and male football players. That's what they're aiming for. But anyways, let's repeat this segment one more time, and I'm going to break it down.
A lot of relationships where like the woman is just as dominant as the man. The woman can provide for herself without the man. Like they have to bring something completely different from the table because it's nothing you can buy me that I can't buy myself. I
might have to call cap on that. I might have to call cap on this. So right here, I got Angel Reese's salary. I know I'm doing a little bit of player hating, pocket watching, but here it says Angel Reese signed a 4-year, $324,000 contract with the Chicago Sky. So she has an average annual salary of $81K a year. So around $82K a year. So because if it was like, I always look at it like this. Obviously, that would be good for men or women to make $81K a year. But I feel like if it was a man making $81K a year, even the average woman will still look at that man as average, even though $81K a year is a lot. If you know what I'm saying, like if a man is making like $60K a year, $50K a year, they're looking at that man like you can do better. So I look at $81K as like if a man was making $81K, they're looking at that man like, oh no, that's the bare minimum you could do. I'm making more than that. And you see the way how she kind of phrases it, like I'm doing it, but what she's doing is bare minimum what they ask from a man, from the average American man. Even though the average American man is making like what 50 to 60K a year, but this is like bare minimum what they're asking for a man. You know what I mean? Whoa, I'm seeing something crazy on my. Hold on for a second, guys. But anyways, let me go back to the subject. Sorry, I saw something crazy on my phone right now, a crazy alert, and it better not be what I think it is, but I'm gonna save it. But anyways, let's go back here to what she's saying. Let's go back to what she's saying.
What's your love language?
Probably quality time, and that's hard.
Like now, this is where I gotta call Cap. She's saying her love language is quality time, but then she's going to go on and say I can only date athletes.
Or too, because I kind of only I only mess with athletes, and
So how much does she actually value quality time? If in the next breath she's gonna say I only date athletes, that means you don't value quality time. And no disrespect to the athletes, particularly the basketball players, because we already know she only gonna date basketball players, but specifically she's only gonna date NBA basketball players. That's what she's aiming for, NBA basketball players. When it comes to Angel Reese, even though there's lawyers and doctors and tech bros and finance bros, right? IT workers that make more than her. She's aiming for athletes, meaning NBA players. That's what she's looking for. Like in her mind, if she got like a CEO of a company and the guy was making 600K a year, she would feel like she's settling. Unfortunately, that's the way women like Angel Reese, that's how they work in her mind. So that whole thing talking about quality time, that's cap. Now, it's interesting how men and women work. Like men understand there's no solutions, only trade-offs. So if we're looking for a certain type of woman, we'll become, if we can't find what we're looking for here, we'll become a passport bro, or we'll travel abroad, we'll move cities, we'll look at different places, we'll join running clubs and Pilates club, we'll date women of different races to see if we can find what we're looking for, because we understand if we're saying, okay, I value this, we're not just going to look into one demographic or one certain type of woman. We understand if we value a specific characteristic or something that we value in a woman, we're not going to limit our options. We're not going to try to fit a square peg in a round hole. You know what I mean? Now, women, on the other hand, they will say they value this, but then try to fit a top 10% man, and in Angel Reese's case, a top 1% man, and try to fit that into this. You know, that's how women work. And it's like, bruh, this is why they get themselves into the situations that they do, because they're always trying to change people, or they think they're so narcissistic that they think that top percent man is going to placate his whole life around her. And then the thing is, if they do get the rare man to do something like this, they're going to lose attraction for that man. That's the crazy part. Because once they quote unquote get that man to do what she wants him to do, then she's going to leave him because she's going to lose attraction for that man. Because really, a real man is not going to placate his life around a broad. He's not. He's going to be stuck on his purpose. You know, so that's the irony. That's why I'm going to lean on the opinion on this particular segment. I'm going to lean on this opinion. When she's saying, oh, I value quality time, that's just lip service for the normies. What she values is if he's an NBA player or not. And hopefully an NBA player of higher status. That's what she wants. That's what she wants.
It's always been like that.
I'm 6'3". Where I'm finding, I didn't go. Maybe I didn't find.
That's what she values. That's what she values. You know what I mean? That's what she values. She doesn't value quality time. That's just, women will say that, oh, I just want him to spend time with me, or I just want him to, nah, it's just, let's keep it above. Particularly in this era, women value the physical over all of that, in my opinion. Especially when it comes to this era of women, Gen Z, and Gen Alpha, they're going straight eugenics. You know what I mean?
I'm a little lawyer that's like 6.
Little finance bay.
I usually date basketball players, and
you get ran through by basketball players. Let's continue.
The NBA season and the WNBA season. I mean, obviously it's different now. My off season is their season, so like obviously I can make that work. But when I was in college, like it was a no. Like it was, I couldn't go to college games.
Yeah, we get it. Also, I'm gonna watch these comments right here. It says these men are really bothered by a successful, confident woman. No, I will say the pro-black male simps are disappointed that she doesn't see most men as fit or deemed attractive. That's what I would say about that. They feel like they've been betrayed. They're like, how could you? You know, I keep trying to tell, particularly black men, I'm like, stop doing all that stuff based on race. You're gonna end up disappointing yourself. You're really gonna end up disappointing yourselves. Particularly black men. Somebody says she lying about financial aspect. NBA players make millions. Most, not all WNBA players make thousands. I was about this because I know male teachers that work in certain institutions that make close to that kind of money that she's making. Somebody says she likes being cheated on. Well, it's not that women that want to date male NBA players. It's not that they want to be cheated on, but they rather just be with a guy like that, and they'll just accept what comes with it temporarily, hoping that he eventually changes. So if a woman this is what happens. A woman wants to get a man that can cheat on her, and he'll probably get caught cheating once or twice, and he wants that man to eventually change. So him cheating during the relationship is not the problem. They just want to hope that he just stops cheating and eventually follows to what she does. You know what I mean? So she can have a story to tell at the end of it, you know. And somebody said that's the most superficial viewpoint I've ever heard on relationships. Well, like I said, whoever this guy is that just said that, the unbiased truth, I'm sorry to tell you, but women are they say she kind of told you what she wanted. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I said, when it comes to, and I'm not trying to sound black pill here, but when women say, "Oh, I value quality time," or "I value a man that's kind," you know, that's lip service for the normies. Most women don't want to say what they want because it would just, like particularly, you know, white women are very good at this. They're very good at. I want somebody that's kind and loyal and whatever. So because what happens with black women will be pretty upfront with what they want, especially what they want right now, because they always want something right now because they're always on quote unquote desperation mode. So they will say what they really want. And that's really not how you get successful in the dating game. So black women will say too much too soon. And that's how they end up being last in the dating pool. You know what I mean? So when you see a guy like this respond, that's the most superficial viewpoint I've ever heard on relationships. But like, unfortunately, young black women tend to shoot themselves in the foot early when it comes to dating. That's why they tend to be last, because they say what they want too soon and they have no leverage. You know what I mean? They have like damn near no leverage when it comes to dating. So what Caucasian women are good at doing, since they're not usually wanting for things, because a lot of them are coming from a 2-parent household structure, you know, type thing. So they're not trying to be on the finesse mode. So they're able to run off that lie where they'll be like, I just want a man that's kind and a man that listens to me. And most men fall for that. You know what I mean? But really, when it comes to, most women are looking for physical attraction first. For the most part, if they can get Chad, they're aiming. All of them are aiming for Chad. All of them. All women of all races, they're aiming for Chad or Tyrone. You know what I mean? So that's what they're looking for. So, you know, I don't know where this man has been. I don't know where the unbiased truth, you know, they don't get it. So right here, this guy says she wants what she wants. I don't see the problem. Same here. But like I said, a lot of men end up disappointing themselves when they they simp for a lot of these women, but they don't realize a lot of them would even spit on them if they were on fire, because women see men that they are unattracted to. They don't even really see those men as human. And I know that's kind of a spinoff of what Undead Chronic has said, but that's just facts. Women see men that they are unattracted to. They don't even see them as human. And if there's nothing that they can use that man for, they literally, they don't even see them. They don't even register as a man to them in their eyes until they need something, you know, and that's the unpleasant truth on how women in general see most men.